Bryant and May, London's Glory, by Christopher Fowler. Narrated by Tim Goodman. Introduction. Still getting away with murder. Why have crime novels stuck around for so long? In theory, they should have died out decades ago. After all, there's nothing remotely realistic about them. In real life, the murder rate is falling, and there are very few clever killers. So why do we want to believe in fictional crime tales? Let me try to answer this with an illustration of the problem. Some years ago, I found myself locked inside a Soho taxi late at night, while my driver was viciously attacked by a pair of city bankers. The driver had shouted at the men, who were drunk, and had hammered on the bonnet of his cab, and the drunks had dragged him through the window of his vehicle and beaten him senseless. I agreed to act as the driver's witness, but outside the courtroom, the police persuaded the plaintiff to drop his case in exchange for enough cash to repair his vehicle and compensate for his injuries. The officers said court proceedings would only cause everyone more hurt and trouble. It was a reasonable solution, if an unexciting one. The police shifted a case off their books, and the victim seemed happy, but I couldn't shake the feeling that he had lost out. In Britain we have equality of arms, which allows the same resources to be made available to both defence and prosecution, and broadly speaking, this idea of balance filters down through the system. There's a reason why the Old Bailey's statue of justice holds scales. It means we don't get such outrageous courtroom dramas as O.J. Simpson fiddling with a glove, but the end result is often fairer. If you've ever been the victim of a crime, you'll know that it's a very different experience from its fictional equivalent. Police stations are like hospitals, utilitarian, brightly lit, overflowing with paperwork, staffed by overworked people who barely notice you, and most of what goes on takes place behind the scenes. The rest is just waiting around and trying to reconcile your anger and frustration with the orderly procedures you have to face. If crime fiction accurately reflected this reality, it would be dead. So we augment it. Yet we writers are still keen to convince you that our latest murder mysteries are grittily realistic. They aren't. They never were and never will be. How many killers...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?